Ja, ist niemand.
Student riot!
Where?
At the university, right now. Let's.
What happened?
At the war support rally. The goon they sent to speak to us was more than usually repulsive, and he went too far. He said women were for breeding, not for schooling. And if some of you ladies don't have the looks to find your own men, I'll be glad to offer you some of mine. At the very least, I can promise you a good time. All hell broke loose.
What?
The girls in the gallery started booing, and they tried to arrest them, and the boys stood up for them. The throwing essay and shoved them in out the window. It took me 10 minutes to get out of there. It's great.
Huge demonstration. They've done it. Finally. The girls started it and we weren't there. What did I tell you? Come on, let's go. Oh, wait. Where are they? Are they inside?
Some have taken to the streets. They're heading for Gestapo headquarters. It's happening. It's really happening.
Finally. No! Damn it! What did you expect?
Let's go give a hand.
Scholl, telephone.
Who in hell? Wait for me.
I'm going out to take a look.
Alex, don't.
We'll keep a safe distance. If we can do anything, we'll jump in. If not, I won't. I'm not crazy.
I can't see anything. I'm going to get my coat. Shit. What is it? The signal again. What signal? The whistling. The Beethoven. Again? Who could it be? They were in a hurry. Public phone. I heard the whistling and they hung up. Somebody wants us to stay away. To stop for a while. Or we could do something so incredibly bold as to shake the whole nation. Are you crazy? Somebody knows who we are! Somebody in there knows who we are. Something that would be like a great blaze of light across the sky, calling all the decent people of Germany to action. There may not be any decent people left in Germany. It's not true. Look at today. It's awfully quiet out there all of a sudden. People are good. They're just waiting. Where are they, Sophie? Where are they? They were in the streets a moment ago. A handful, just like us. The rest are silent. They're waiting. How in hell can you be so sure? Don't you want to find out? You mustn't commit any desperate act.
It's over.
I stopped it.
And the students?
They're arresting everybody, and worse.
Who's desperate? Let's get something to eat.
There's something else, Hans.
What?
The people. They shut their doors when the riot police went after the students in the street. Nobody would let them in.
They're scared. They're just scared. They're waiting. How's the new baby? Chris is so pretty.
3 kids now?
3.
Schmorell. There's nothing to be afraid of. I know you weren't directly involved.
I have to tell you something.
All you need to tell me is where to find Schmorell.
You're very wrong about me.
Stop! No, the others. Just tell me about the others.
The others are
Don't
me.
Do that. Of all of the stupid.
Isn't that what you wanted? What do you want, Evan?
I'm going to give you a chance to reconsider your statement.
Why?
I'm giving you a choice, goddammit.
What about a choice is past? I've never felt so alive in my whole life, and nothing will ever feel like that again.
The only way to avoid disappointment is to die young.
They say if you die young, you trick death, and you live forever.
You hold yourself in high regard.
I must, God made me.
Then he must have made me too.
Everything turns out all right in the end.
Really? Why did you call yourselves the White Rose?
Haven't you ever seen one?
A fragile flower, my wife says. Can't keep them longer than a day. That's all, thank you.
You don't have any classes.
Business.
In the middle of the day? That's dangerous. Why?
It needs to be done.
At the university? Hans, that's too close.
It's time.
I
They're ready.
wouldn't.
That student riot was the first public demonstration in years. It's time. It's going to happen. It's going to be at the university.
Fine, I'm coming with you.
No.
Why not?
Three's too many. We're going to look like a delegation.
Remember, we're taking the early Berlin train tomorrow morning. People are counting on us. If you start something at the university...
Will Harnick be at the station?
Yes, then we're meeting the others at his apartment. A man named Bonhoeffer, a clergyman, someone from the army, and someone from Italy.
How to get a passport?
Got himself invited to a lecture on Renaissance art.
Contact with the resistance. Finally.
Do we celebrate tonight?
Of course. The studio around 8.
I've got a good bottle of wine. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Let's go.
Sophie, wait.
What is it?
Don't go.
For what?
Don't go. Stay with me. It's such a beautiful day. We'll take a walk and feed the pigeons in the plaza. We'll buy a ribbon for your hair and read songs on the park bench and we'll watch a movie and later we'll go dancing. Right. Well, I've got something for you. For good luck.
It's going to be a good day.
Who's there? Who's there? Who are you?
Alexander Schmorell has just turned himself in, sir. They're all here. We can begin.
Schaefer wants extensive information. Monday's too soon.
The assize court, room 216, is reserved for tomorrow morning at 10.
Provided the indictments are ready.
I beg your pardon?
I said, provided the indictments are ready. And I am in charge of the indictments, Mahler. They're not ready.
It's been 4 days now.
Dr. Freiza is going to need a properly documented case.
What?
He's going to want a properly documented case.
Since when?
Come again?
Since when does the People's Court require extensive documentation, the kind of...
Herr Mahler, are you officially alleging that Dr. Roland Freisler and the People's Court are in the habit of proceeding without sufficient proof?
Of course not. I only meant...
Then certainly you cannot object to my protecting the court's best interest by furnishing them with the necessary evidence. That could be considered obstructive. I'd be forced to report that sort of thing to my superiors in Berlin.
That's not what I...
Allied propaganda has it that we are rotting from the inside. Dr. Goebbels doesn't want another army scandal on the front page, and I agree with him because this could go very wrong if we're not careful.
It's a clear-cut case.
God damn it, you are starting to sound like those kids, Mahler. Nothing is clear-cut. There is a war going on. Ordinary solutions do not apply. Ordinary measures do not apply. Ordinary thinking does not apply. Baur! Bring me that girl again.
Yes, sir.
You start with Schmorell.
Damn.
am I supposed to... Time, there's no more time.
You have some dreary people called Scholl here. I suggest you release them at once if you don't wish to appear too ridiculous. All they know is apple strudel and church. They're from Ulm. I use the studio alone.
They confessed, Schmorell, you're too late. You see, you didn't have to turn yourself in after all.
Oh, well, all this in the word of some Jakob Schmidt.
If you'll sign here, I'll take your...
Guilt? A Freudian, eh? I'm sorry, I'm not signing anything without my father's attorney present. Has he been contacted, by the way?
You don't really expect all that money to protect you from prosecution and conviction,
Careful,
do you?
Mahler. That remark reeks of Bolshevism.
Where were you on the morning of February 18th?
What year?
1943.
Why don't you ask the janitor?
Does the name the White Rose mean anything to you?
I'm not all that keen on gardening. The staff does at home.
Think you're gonna get away with this just because you're all members of respectable Aryan families?
I'm half Russian, you know. Who knows what kind of perverted Slavic blood seeped into me in the womb?
You consider yourself an outsider.
If you mean a creator of his own world and not a mere inhabitant, you mean an artist. I don't have the talent.
Or a resistance fighter?
German resistance? That's a contradiction in terms.
You know, Schmorell, you are a perfect example of a mind distorted by what you intellectuals like to call culture.
Actually, I prefer to run about in skins, rubbing sticks together to make a fire. The only problem is the knuckles tend to get a bit raw.
Why? For Germany.
Germany is the Third Reich.
No! She's the Hessian force. Gert Mendelssohn. The sun setting on the Rhine. God.
There is no God.
That very well may be, but there is at least the idea of God. And like most ideas, it far surpasses reality as we know it.
My faith expressly forbids all involvement, direct or indirect, with the destruction of any and all human life.
Oh, come on, man. Thousands of Roman Catholics have fought countless wars and slaughtered countless people.
I cannot account for others, sir. I can only answer for myself.
Who is at the head of this White Rose organization?
I am.
Does your faith permit you to lie?
I would have to discuss that with the Jesuit father.
Are you receiving orders from abroad?
We receive no orders, sir, from anybody.
Where did the money come from?
Our personal allowances from home. That's why the quality of the paper's not up.
Are you going to tell me that you did this all by yourselves?
I did it. I set it all up.
How?
How? Well, you know, it wasn't easy.
See? Why, Graf?
Because there comes a time when you can't continue to be blown about by whatever wind may come your way. One must make a free choice. It's the Christian, the human thing to do.
Christian?
Free will, we have it, we must exercise it.
Is all this about God?
Or honor, don't know which. Can't tell them apart.
We are specifically referring to acts of aggression perpetrated against German citizens.
The Reich does not commit acts of aggression against its lawful citizens when they remain within the law. That's Allied propaganda designed to undermine national morale.
And what is that large area includes with barbed wire and heavily guarded just off the road to Dezla? We happened on it one sunny day on our way home from the front.
No doubt you were referring to a camp for political prisoners and prisoners of war, of which the Allies have several.
And the yellow stars and pink triangles on the uniforms of these prisoners of war, are they some sort of foreign war decoration?
Where do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to?
Don't make me answer that.
Under whose orders do you act?
Very important people.
Important people?
Very high up.
Foreign agents?
German.
Names?
Frederick Schiller, Ludwig van Ferdinand Beethoven, Heinrich Heine, Johannes Brahms, Thomas.
You're full of books, aren't you?
There's worse things to be full of, I dare say.
Talk like a Jew, Schmorell.
Well, that's a relief. I thought I was getting a bit too Teutonic. What's good for national culture.
Are you somehow under the impression that you're at your debate class at university?
Nobody in their right mind would confuse Gestapo headquarters with a place of thought.
For the People's Court on the charge of high treason. Do you know what that means?
It means we will be tried on little to no evidence. The defense will be public appointed in a sham. There'll be no press, and the procedure will be merely a formality. We'll be convicted and sentenced to death. Tell me, will we be hanged or guillotined?
What is your relationship to Falk?
Don't know him.
To Trans?
Don't know.
To Hans?
Never heard of
to
him.
Alba?
No.
Most of these people have been arrested already. Why don't you cooperate?
I do know Matilda Schwarzkopf.
Why didn't you run away? You're a good alpinist. You could have gone straight over to Switzerland.
I'm not the running away type.
You expect me to believe that?
Or more, if you believe Hitler, you believe anything. The war is lost. It will be months before we come to trial, and months before the appeals and final sentence go through. By then, you will be a bad memory in history, and the world will know that there were Germans who refused to live dishonorably.
The trial is set for tomorrow morning at 10. No appeals will be allowed, and there will be no press of any kind.
Who's the presiding judge?
Dr. Roland Freisler for the People's Court.
Why bother with the trial at all?
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. Freisler is a hanging judge, and the People's Court? An indecent travesty.
Dr. Freisler is an outstanding.
You are so uncomfortable with the truth there, Mohr.
What is true?
Pontius Pilate, John 18.
You have a death wish.
A national German characteristic. I, however, am rabidly attached to life.
You were once in uniform. You've seen thousands of German soldiers die. How could you possibly turn against your country at a time like this?
For the other German dead.
What other German dead?
There are camps. Do you know what happens there?
I have nothing to do with that.
We had neighbors. Family called Nathan. Germans. German nationals, Mohr. In Germany for generations. In fact, you couldn't get any more German than that. But you know something? They've disappeared. No one knows where they've gone. Their house is empty. Their door boarded up. I want them back, Mohr. Can you do that? Can you find them for me? Because until I see the Nathans again, until I hear their piano, see their milk bottles on the doorstep, until I see them turning on the lights in their parlor, until then, I will hold you accountable.
Do you want to disappear with them? Is that going to help them?
I want my neighbors back. I want my country back. Give me back my country, you son of a bitch!
Baur! I'm finished with the prisoner.
So you were in foreign employ.
Well, yes.
Where is the headquarters of this White Rose organization?
In the Black Forest. Deep in the Black Forest.
The Black Forest is a rather large area. Where exactly in the Black Forest?
Behind a woodshed.
Why don't we start at the beginning?
Why? With everything to lose.
For me, I need to know who I am.
We are in the 20th century in the middle of a world war. That kind of individualism is outdated and out of place.
This is my time, and this is my place.
Tell me, Sophie, these fellow fighters of the resistance, these young Germans, these friends, these brothers that the White Rose kept calling to arms, where are they? Have they answered? Have they come forth? Are they storming our doors to set you free? These German people who, as you say, know the truth and what is decent and right. Do you see them? Do you hear them?
They're afraid.
Yes, of you. People like their heroes, nice and simple, Sophie. They like them to drop dead on the battlefield clutching a flag. They like the poor sods who die in their place by chance, not by choice. They are fondly remembered and with great the way of his prosperity and will secretly think, who the hell did they think they were? 50 years from now, school children in remote places of the world will know Adolf Hitler, and they will never have heard of Sophie Scholl.
I'm afraid. You're afraid. Life is frightening. But that sordid little man in Berlin is no more frightening than life.
Do you imagine that you die for the good of humanity?
Life and death aren't transferable. They're private affairs.
Ah, very neat. Very neat. You must have read that somewhere because it doesn't ring true. Real. It sounds like literature. Like something clever somebody writes so that people can quote it like the language in these goddamn pamphlets. I don't believe it. Real life doesn't always turn out so clean, so tidy. Real life is messier. In real life, somebody always has to deal with your death. Pick up the pieces, as it were. Clean up.
No, but
your parents, for instance.
What?
Your mother.
What about her?
Think about her. Not in the abstract. Really think about her. What was she wearing last time you went home? You do go home, don't you, when you're not printing pamphlets?
I don't.
What was she wearing? Answer me!
A blue sweater.
What? I can't hear you.
A blue sweater.
Why?
What?
Why does she wear blue? Does she wear it often?
Yes.
Ah. She likes blue. Why, I wonder? Do you know? Are her eyes blue? Do you even know?
Gray.
What? I can't hear you.
Gray.
Ah. Gray. What about your father? What's he like? What color are his eyes? Describe them to me, Sophie. These people who are going to have to clean up after you.
I can't.
Why not? After all, he's just a man, like me.
He is nothing like you, my father. He is nothing like you.
Ah. Do you have a space now? Do you have a space before you in your mind? Will he survive your death, do you think? And your brothers? Both of you at once, his son, his boy. Does he call him my boy? Fathers do that, you know. Think about them, Sophie. Think hard. Think of them at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner. Think of him shaving. Think of her cooking, ironing your clothes. Did you say she still does your laundry?
Don't.
That's all. Thank you.
Birds singing in the dead of winter. Such a beautiful day, so clear. Isn't life just magnificent? Or I know you're not. Do you think, is there a way that we might live? Isn't there a little back door, a forgotten crack in the wall, a broken lock, a shattered window, anything we could slip through? Perhaps nobody would notice.
Father Schroeder, I want to dictate a statement from one of the suspects to sign.
Eisenhower told you that?
Yes. Well, not directly.
Through an intermediary?
Yes.
Name?
MacArthur.
General MacArthur?
Corporal MacArthur.
There is a Corporal MacArthur who acts as a go-between.
He's also my contact with Wyszynski.
Which Wyszynski would that be?
The one in Moscow.
calling in the stormtroopers just yet.
She's using her water actions to force something, a flower, to keep alive.
I don't have time to listen to this dribble.
It's the guards, sir. They like them.
What?
Those kids, the guards like them. I don't know why. If you like, we could move them and I could take them over.
That won't be necessary, Baur.
But it could.
That's all. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Goddamn waste of time, little shit! There are no foreign agents, no organization, just a few students recruited from other universities stupid enough. How in the hell did they do it?
Now, Mahler, are we going to run amok here every time a college student and his professor decide to be unhappy with the government?
An attack on the present government endangers the national security of the country.
These kids are just stupid. If we have people prosecuted for stupidity, we'd have to do away with half of the world.
That's not an inconceivable thought.
I'm not a public censor. That is not my job. I only deal with criminals. This is really outside my jurisdiction.
Criminal law is not a fixed thing, Mohr. It redefines itself with every age. You are bound by oath to enforce it, or I would be glad to accept your resignation and turn it into the right ministers of justice.
Is that why you're here?
I'm here to offer you an option. Mohr, why do you find this so difficult?
Do we have a confession from Professor Hoover?
Oh, yes, sir. We have his wife and sister, too, although I don't think they're involved.
Why not round up his 12-year-old daughter while we're at it if we don't want her getting in contact with Churchill and precipitating the downfall of the Third Reich?
Sir?
A joke, Mahler. A joke. Don't you people have a sense of humor?
Humor, sir, at a time like this.
What is so different about this time that other times have not seen? That's all, thank you. Oh, and by the way, I don't think I'll let you have the girl.
I beg your pardon, sir?
The girl. You can't have her. We might need her. There will have to be an official statement sooner or later, and she'll be very useful.
Yes. These people, the Scholls, Graf, Hoover, they seem convinced it's only a matter of weeks before the Allies march on Berlin. I wondered, sir, what is your opinion of that?
I'm not a military man. I have no opinions on the matter. I'm confident that the Wehrmacht will take care of military strategy appropriately, while we at home worry about internal problems, the handling of which is what we're paid for.
Of course, sir.
And Mahler,
Yes, sir?
never ask me a leading question like that again, or I'll have you arrested for insubordination. I haven't tendered my resignation yet.
No, sir. You haven't.
That's all. Haircut? Talk to me a little. Fine, just tired. We're all tired. Have you seen Maria today? Good. Good. Yes, it is late, isn't it? The baby. Oh, new tooth. That's wonderful. Yes, I'll be home tonight. Just a meeting. Tomorrow? Oh, Parsifal. Good. Fairy tale. Of course it's only a fairy tale. Don't be silly. No. A headache. I'm all right. By the way, have you found my watch yet? What? No, I'll be on time. Yes. The garden gate, I'll fix it. It isn't safe. Put things away for safety, and you can never find them again. Freedom and honor. Christ.
There's a man here to see you, sir. Carl Meyer, press, wants to talk to you about the suspects. He's unsure about the press blackout. He was told publicity of any kind might delay proceedings, but he isn't quite sure where the order came from, whether it's just local or it's unclear. So I told him to talk to you, sir. You're the one, you're the chief. What should I say, sir? Should I tell him to leave, sir, or should he stay?
How much does he know?
With your permission, sir, perhaps Herr Mahler has been careless. Search parties in the students' quarters in the middle of the day, sir. That's not how we do things here in Munich. That's at least the way it looks to me. And it would to other people. After all, sir, you haven't talked to anybody. You haven't moved from this office. I'm your driver. I know.
Put him in one of the private rooms on the other side. Where is she?
Next door.
Bring her in. Have you read the statement?
Yes. This last paragraph. It says here that had I understood what the White Rose leaflets were saying, I wouldn't have contributed.
Yes, that's what it says.
Has my brother signed?
Your brother.
Yes, has he signed it?
Sophie, your brother won't be...
Won't be what?
He's hopelessly incriminated. There's nothing that I can...
Looks like you're going to have an early spring this year.
Yes. No, wait. Please just listen to me. I can't. All of you, I can't. Please just listen. Will you sign this?
And more, if my brother dies, I'll have to die with him.
Why?
That seems to be your favorite question. So, you wouldn't feel so alone?
No, you see, you can't have it all. It can't all be your way. Life just isn't like that. You want everything.
Yes.
You can't. Then just sign this thing. Tell them you didn't know what you were doing. You'll go to prison for a while.
That's not true.
I'm sure that if you think about it, you'll see that it's true.
No.
Look.
No.
Why quarrel with a few words that can save your life?
My word is all I have.
Is this all about pride?
A little of that too.
At a time like this.
It only counts at a time like this.
Look. There's a chance. It is possible that Germany might lose the war. All anyone would have to do who doesn't like the present state of things is keep his mouth shut, wait it out. Everything passes in time. The right ministers of justice and propaganda do not like to exercise extreme measures against young Aryan dissidents who can show that they've been
No,
misled.
we got them there, didn't we?
Sometimes you sound like your friend Schmorell.
I like that.
Why can't you just pretend to go along? Fool everybody, have the last laugh.
That would mean that I was scared of the beast.
Millions of people pretend to go along every day of their life so they can survive. Do you think them all beasts?
There are very few beasts. The real damage is done by those millions who want to survive. Those honest men who just want to be left in peace. Who don't want their little lives disturbed by anything bigger than themselves. Those with no sides and no causes. Those who won't take the measure of their own strength for fear of antagonizing their own shadow. Those who don't like to make waves or enemies. Those for whom passion, truth, freedom, honor, principle are only literature. Those for whom everything is relative, the excuse of the man with no values. Those who have no absolutes because their souls can't encompass them. Those who live small, made small, and die small, the reductionist approach to life. If you keep it small, you'll keep it under control. If you don't make any noise, the boogeyman will find you, and it's an illusion, because they die too. Those people who roll up their spirits into tiny balls to hide them under their puny lives to keep them safe. Safe from what? Life is always on the edge of death. The narrow streets lead to the same places as the big wide avenues, and the little candles burn themselves out just like the flaming torch. I choose my own way to burn.
What about the rest of us? Who can't think about burning up? Who have a very hard time just going day to day, surviving?
I don't want to survive, I want to live.
Then sign this goddamn paper and tell them you didn't know what you were doing. You've lied to me for days, you can certainly lie to them.
How do you remember who you are, Mohr? How do you keep track of your own soul?
The human race just happens to look like this at the moment. Join the human race, Sophie.
Ah, yes, that one. Do something despicable after all. It's human. I don't want to join you.
I have always tried my best.
You haven't tried your best. Your best is with your life, and you haven't tried with your life.
I'm like everybody else out there. I'm not God. I'm a civil servant, a simple man with a job. And I can just give that up whenever, because things change. I don't join movements. I don't sign petitions. I don't put my name to. My wife signs my Christmas cards. I would do anything. Anything to survive. You say I look the other way, not really. Most of us are given clarity of vision in the midst of chaos. That's only possible in extreme youth and extreme belief. Extreme youth lasts a moment.
They only want to last that perfect moment.
And extreme belief is something most of us cannot sustain. Like perfection, it wears off with the years.
Let go. Falling asleep in the snow.
If you don't let go of it, it will kill you. You look the Gorgon in the face and you die, Sophie, and nothing is worth your life. Nothing. What makes death a victory?
Civilization.
I am not civilization, goddammit. I am not a disembodied concept. I am a man. I want to live. I have a family. I want them to live. Grow up. What do you think you're accomplishing? What's it all for?
To remind people
of what?
That we make the world, not the other way around.
To what avail, Sophie? To what avail?
The right thing to do is right.
How in the hell do you come to know what's right so absolutely?
I don't know. It's an instinct. I don't know.
Life is a median thing, Sophie. Those who need to live it, banners flying high in the winds, always end up being tripped by the others. Those who have no room for passion of any kind. The majority who have their feet planted firm on the ground, eyes steadily halfway up. Don't make me trip you, Sophie. I am trying to save your life.
You wouldn't save my brother. You wouldn't save a Jew. You can't save me.
You are not a Jew.
Yes, I am. Today I am my brother. And I am a Jew. You're not trying to save me. You're trying to save yourself.
From what?
You tell me.
Baur! Baur! Get this bitch out of here. Here are the indictments. Take them.
Any amendments, sir?
None.
Extenuating circumstances?
None. Take them.
That Christmas, sir? He's outside, waiting. Sir?
No.
Of course, sir. I thought I'd just check. I don't do anything without checking.
I love early mornings. I love dancing with a man cheek to cheek. The men's faces just shaved, a little rough. The scent of tobacco and cologne. I wonder what it would have been like having a child. Or stalking the tiger in Burma. Or crossing the high seas in a 20-foot clipper. Or hearing the Misses Solemnes from the St. Stephen's Cathedral. Or the bells of Notre Dame on Christmas Eve. I love the fur on the head of my dog, Freddie. He always smells just doggy. I love that. And fresh coffee, too, and jasmine. I wish I could remember all the things that I have loved. There isn't enough time. There's never enough time.
Now I understand that deep stab of pain I've always felt whenever I've looked upon great beauty. We take leave of everything we love just as we embrace it for the first time. I have never loved life so much. Oh God, my parents.
She stood up to Freisler. Imagine, that slip of a girl stood up to Freisler in a trial for her life. Jumped to her feet and said right to his face, well, somebody had to make a start. Right to his face. And Baur, you should have seen him shrieking about treason and sabotage, all red in the face, but he never looked her in the eye. They were so alone, sitting there in the midst, but not adrift, a sea of uniforms, brown, gray, black, and that shrieking judge. And suddenly this terrible voice was heard from the back of the courtroom. It was the father. Tell that man I am here to defend my children. A lion, looking for its cubs. He looked like a god. I've never seen a man look like that. They were taken out manacled, and Scholl grabbed the arms of his brother who had pushed his way through the crowd and said, "Don't give in!" In handcuffs, condemned to death, still fighting. I think I understand. I mean, just look at that father. I have a daughter. Will they hang them?
No, they will be guillotined.
They're Germans, Mahler. Surely they can be put away somewhere. Forgotten.
Forgotten? They haven't happened.
Has a time been set?
This afternoon, 5 o'clock.
Doesn't that strike you as a bit frantic?
No, sir. Efficient.
What shall we do?
Sir?
What?
Do?
No. Where are they?
Stottenheim prison, sir, for execution.
Have the families been alerted?
We don't want to make any more of this than we need to.
We.
Oh, Berlin, sir. Now, I have here another list of names. Wittgenstein, Herzog, Schulte.
What are they doing?
Pardon?
Those kids, what are they doing?
I don't. They seem uncommonly calm, sir.
Yes. From the beginning, I should have known. The pride of lions. Graceful. Graceful! What with the price of grace these days?
Sir.
Perfectly fine. What else today?
About this list of suspects.
What's the date?
February 22nd, sir.
5 days.
What?
I've known them only 5 days. Still winter. Beautiful day. So bright, such deep colors. A bird on that tree. This office needs painting. Everything is so clear today, except for this picture of me. Third from the left, graduation, police academy. I was 21. It's blurred, I think I need glasses. Time, decay. Everything passes, Mahler, remember that.
Why don't I come back later?
I've got to go to Stadtland.
What for?
I've got to get to Stadtland.
They believe in something, and I believe in something else. been puzzling me these last few days is I haven't the slightest idea of what in the hell you believe in, Mohr.
Long live freedom!
Believe. Now that's odd vocabulary for the times. I'm a simple man.
It's easier than I thought.
I'm a simple man. If there was ever anything bigger than my simple life, I never saw it. It never spoke to me. I never heard it.
You seem to take particular interest in the girl, sir.
I have a daughter her age. She's a rather bovine creature who waddles through life glassy-eyed and unrascable. Like most of us, she'll live long and wrinkle late.
May God have mercy on my soul.
Have you ever been face to face with passion?
Passion? If you will sign this, sir.
I never signed anything. What is it?
A formality, sir. A bill to the families for the use and cleanup of the instrument.
The what?
The blade, sir. Sir. Sir.
Yes.
About this list, there's no copy of it just yet. It's been scribbled by one of my agents as it took names down. There's some 80 suspects. So.
Leave it on my desk. Close the office, Baur. I'm going home early. Mahler, to answer your earlier question, I believe in what most of us believe. I believe in trying my best. No. In getting by. Yes. The most we can hope for is to get by. Heroes and demagogues will always shake things up for a while, but if we're clever, we'll still be here when we're gone. After all, there are more of us than there are of them. After they've all burned up, we'll still be here, just getting by.
Friedrich Schiller, Ludwig van Beethoven, Heinrich Heine.
You mustn't underestimate yourself, sir. People like you are of enormous use to the right. Why, we wouldn't be here without you.
I have to fix my garden gate.
Yes, sir.
What did you think of them, Baur?
Who, sir?
Those kids, what did you think of them?
Think, sir? Oh, I don't know. Cocky little bastards.
Yes. Well, nothing changes then. Everything stays the same.
Oh, no, sir. The janitor got a medal.
Who?
Schmidt, 3,000 marks.
Yes. It's gone.
Sir?
So quiet. What time is it? I don't have a watch.
5 o'clock, sir.
Good afternoon, Baur.
This is my time. This is the best of me.
I wonder what's for dinner.